Hi guys, it's Miss Stacy. I just wanted to check in on you. Google Meets did not work out the way I thought it would. It doesn't work the way I thought. I guess you guys have to call in on your cell phones. I forgot about that. I didn't realize that. I think when we did our Google training, we couldn't even be trained on that because of the video thing. I don't remember exactly. But anyway, I'm sorry. I miss you guys very much. I wanted to make a video and Fable says hi too. Say hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to catch you up. I've given you 3 or 4 assignments a week, and then you have your weekly quiz on Fridays. And third bell, I still have you doing the bell ringers because you really enjoy them. I think the other classes, I'm just letting you do assignments for right now, and then when we get a little bit more caught up and comfortable, we'll do the bell ringers too. I didn't want to overwhelm you and make you feel like you had a ton to do every day. So I'm going to click on my classroom and I'm going to go through stuff. Let's see here. Okay, so the first assignment I gave you guys last week was the Beggar's Opera. The Beggar's Opera, as you know now that you've done that assignment, was the first opera. Opera is just continual singing. Okay, so just constant singing. There's no scenes. All the scenes are built into the songs, like Rent. I don't know if you've seen Rent, but Rent is no dialogue whatsoever. Well, there's dialogue, but it's in the songs. Okay, so there's no just scene in between the songs. So the ballad opera, the very first one was the Beggar's Opera, which you researched. Okay, so that slideshow was worth 100 points, and I feel like most of you have turned that in. I have a couple that haven't that are lagging, but I've been reaching out to you. So the second one that I gave you to do, I believe, let's check back here, was the ban on the theater ban. So let's talk a little bit about the theater ban, okay? So in the late 1700s during the Revolutionary War, there was a lot going on with the war, and a lot like now, everything got shut down. Everything for entertainment was completely just shut down so that they could focus on the war and so that people wouldn't be out in the streets getting hurt or anything like that. But that put a lot of people out of jobs, just like now. It's very similar to now. Last year, when I put that assignment up, I was really kind of creeped out at how similar it is to what's going on with us now. So people were stuck at home, and unless they were in the war or a nurse in the war or someone that was working, their job during the war, they were sent home. So the theater ban was a big deal then because theater had just become a really popular thing in America. And a lot of people use it to escape, and a lot of people use it as a comfort thing. And they lost that. So I had you guys do 2 assignments on that because I felt like it was such a important topic. And it was in 1774, I believe, was the exact year that they banned it. I had you guys read the little article and answer questions about why it happened. And the Continental Congress, did not think that theater needed to happen anyway. They didn't respect it. So for them to ban it, it was just, whatever. It was another paper for them to sign. And, that was really hard for them. I'm sure. I can't imagine. I know that was hundreds of years ago, but it has to have been hard on them. Um, the second assignment I had you do for that was to write a letter telling me why you think, you either agreed with the ban on theater or didn't agree. And I asked you to think about now, like, what if that happened now? So a lot of you really put your heart into that assignment, and I really appreciate it. Um, so when we moved on from that, last Friday, I gave you a video of this really cool group called Theater Unspeakable, and I think they're based out of Chicago. And they do plays that are prop free. I mean, sometimes they have a prop here or there, but they use each other. It's a small cast of like 10, and they use each other for the set and the props actually, which is really cool. And what I sent you was just a preview. Like, you can't watch the whole show. You have to go to Chicago to watch the whole show. But what they did on the Revolutionary War, I thought was really cool. And I asked you to write a script, just a short script about Sixth bell, you haven't done this yet, so don't get confused. Third bell, you have done this because you were ahead and I let you go ahead and do this. But sixth bell, you will do this early next week and make it up, okay? But the video, I asked you to watch it, and I asked you to also write a script and think about how those actors that were working during the Revolutionary War, how they would have felt, how their lives would have been, what did they do for money. Put yourself in their shoes and just create a little scene. And you guys did that. I think I was missing a couple again, but you know, I'm being very patient these first couple of weeks with letting you guys turn things in light because I know you're getting a lot of work from all your teachers. But anyway, I asked you to write a scene and turn that into me and to answer just a few questions about how you think the actors survived when they couldn't work during the ban. Okay. This week, we started looking at another part of theater history, which is after the ban. Because after the ban in 1774, in the 1800s, in the 19th century, there were a lot of changes. So theater became this really like more respected thing. So I had you a brochure on Niblo's Garden. Niblo's Garden was a really famous theater that was in New York. And it is one of the first really fancy places that people were like, ooh, I want to go there. This is when theater started to become a thing. And it became like a fancy highfalutin thing. So whenever they went, people would get to see a show. There were a couple stages actually set in different places. And you guys did a brochure on that. And I appreciate it. Some of you did beautiful brochures. I love them. So you did a great job. So I asked you to research Niblo's Garden in New York and to tell me kind of what that was about, find some pictures, make a brochure. So I appreciate that. Next we moved into, let's see, it all runs together. I'm sorry, I'm going to check our list here. And I miss you guys, by the way, while I'm looking for this, just to let you know. Okay. After Niblo's Garden, we had, the Black Crook. The Black Crook, okay. So the Black Crook. Let's talk about the Black Crook. It was a very interesting show, but it's considered the very first Broadway musical, okay? The characters were really interesting. There was a lot of black magic in it. There were a lot of really dramatic twists and turns, and I don't want to give it all away because I wanted you to do the assignment and kind of learn it on your own, but a lot of drama, a lot of songs. People loved it. They ate it up. So one of the first shows to be performed at Niblo's Garden was actually the Black Crook. So people came like crazy. It's a lot like Hamilton now. So if you think about that, you know how big Hamilton is. It sells out like crazy. The Black Crook did too. So that was the Hamilton of the 1800s. So make sure that you did your little you wrote a review for me. I wanted you to research it and to write me a review and pretend you were there and take the perspectives of the information you found and write it into a review. I gave you some questions for a review to kind of base it that way. If you got a low grade on that, sorry, my foot fell asleep. I had to move it. If you got a low grade on that, it is simply because you didn't put it in review form. You just answered the questions. I wanted you guys to write it like you were there. So if I put comments and I did some corrections on some of your work, so if you get that, don't be offended. Just, you can redo it and I'll give you more points. No biggie, okay? Or you can take the grade you got. It's totally up to you. Okay, so that, the Black Crook. And we'll probably talk more about that later because it was the first Broadway musical. I would like to talk a little bit more about it, so you'll probably have another assignment related to the Black Crook. But I also this week wanted to get into P.T. Barnum, which is, as you know, the wonderful guy that The Greatest Showman is all based around. He was one of the entertainment kings of the world, especially during that time. And it was a really hard time, even after the war, for people to keep jobs and to be able to provide for their families. And he had a hard time with that too, if you recall. because I know a lot of you really like the movie, and we've talked about it a lot in class, especially Third Bell. But there are things that were left out of that movie about his life. And I sent you an article to finish off the assignments for this week about how he did some things that weren't exactly, would not be kosher now and would not be okay, just in general with people. So I don't want to give it all away because it's due. I think it's due tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's due tomorrow. But it's a really good read. Like, that article's a really good read. I know I have you guys read a lot, and I apologize for that, but it really helps you to understand what I can't be there in person to show you. But that's kind of why I made this video too. But read the article. There are questions that I attached on a handout for you to answer to. The article goes into detail about things that were left out, both good and bad, from The Greatest Showman. Things that they probably didn't want us to know in The Greatest Showman. But, I mean, he is respected throughout entertainment just because of how big of a change he made in entertainment. And in this time, theater was becoming a bigger deal, like I said, with Nebulous Garden and The Black Crook. But shortly after that, circus acts and just weird, strange things, talent shows almost, became the way people were entertained too. So that all became one big mix of the concoction that made musical theater so big. So, but that's the last assignment. You will have a quiz tomorrow, and your quiz will probably be about 10 questions about everything we've covered this week. And if you have any questions, just let me know, okay? But that's all we've covered thus far. Make sure you've got those in. I'm supposed to update grades twice a week. I've updated them today, but I haven't graded the P.T. Barnum stuff yet, and I haven't graded the Black Crook stuff yet. I don't think. Or maybe I did. I don't know. There's probably some things I'm still waiting on from some of you, and that's okay. All right. But if you have any questions or you're confused or anything, just let me know. And I miss seeing you act. But for now, this is how our acting class will be. And I miss you terribly. Reach out to me if you need help. You can text me. You can call me. You can email me. You can message me on Google Messenger or Google Classroom. Yeah, comment and I'll see it. Okay. I love you guys. Take care. Let me know if you need me. Bye.
Bye.
Fable says bye too. Bye.